CEO here with my co-host Robert Kennedy III, the most amazing communication professional in the planet, Lanika Johnson, founder of two companies, Trash Logic, which helps companies dispense of their trash, not getting rid of trashy people in your life, although she could do this as a third business, and Press Staffing, which is all about staffing for your business. Robert Kennedy, say hi to the people, talk to the people, give us a tip. More importantly, Robert, tell us more fully who you are. Oh, before you do that, Robert, I always forget, Robert, I paid a design firm in Hollywood to do this little promo for me. So let me do the intro again. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Celebrity CEO Show. We're going to start the show right now. This is the Celebrity CEO Show, where we're all about money, marketing, and mindset, helping you build a better business by building a better brand. I'm your host, Ramon Ray, the Celebrity CEO, serial entrepreneur, best-selling author, and I currently live in the vacation capital of the world, that be New Jersey. If you're looking to get more attention, earn more trust, so you can make more sales, this show is for you. If you're looking to have clients seek you out so you can serve them even better, then this show is for you. If you don't like to laugh, can't listen to fast-talking people, well, this show is still for you. Welcome to the Celebrity CEO Show. I know many people are thinking, oh my God, he spent $4 million on that. Well, anyways, Robert, back to you. Tell us who you are and talk to the people as we get ready to start the Celebrity Show. The mic is yours, brother.
Hey, y'all. My name is Robert Kennedy III, RK3. The 3 means I've got multiple personalities. No, I'm playing. Hey, I work with and teach small business owners and business leaders how to show up on stage, tell their story in person and on video so that they can increase their visibility and generate more sales. Connect with me at kineticcommunications.com or robertkennedy3.me.
And definitely do reach out to Robert. He's a good person, longtime friend of mine. So, Robert, thanks for being a co-host here on the Celebrity CEO Show. Lanika Johnson, talk to the people. Tell us who you are and who you are in BWC. Get ready, because I'm going to call on you all in a minute. But, Lanika, the mic is yours. Talk to us.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lanika E. Johnson. I am the CEO of both Trash Logic and Press Staffing. We focus on Press Staffing over here, where we help entrepreneurs get more done with tech-trained virtual assistants based in the Philippines. So super excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, Lanika. Glad you're here today. On BWC side, always like to hear some voices on BWC. If you wish, anybody want to unmic, say your name and say whatever's on your heart as we get ready to start the show. Say hi to Lanika, say hi to Robert, or just be silent. Don't say hi to nobody. All versions I can take. All right. Good. With that, let's begin the show. First topic of the day, I wanted to talk about, Lanika, I'm going to turn this to you, but I'm going to share my screen. I want to talk about humor in advertising. There's a brand called True Classic. I got onto them from scrolling social media. So I want to play this, and then after this, we'll get some input from the BWC side. But humor in advertising. So check this out, and I hope the audio comes through. Here it goes. I'm going to play this.
I think I'm a good-looking guy, but I have these noodly arms. Look at them! Well, dude, your t-shirt fits you terribly. You should wear True Classic tees. They'll fit you perfectly. Whoa, these are so much better. Now I just gotta do something about this gut. I just heard about this company, True Classic Tees. Go on. Apparently, they fit you perfectly. These are incredible. Who told you about these? Saw them in an ad that we're doing right now.
So you may not have given a whole sense of this ad. They have a whole series of these things, which is supposed to be funny. I know Robert was just laughing off his chair. He was like overwhelmed with the humor. But my point of the day, Christina Howard, glad you're here today. Welcome to the Celebrity CEO Show. And we are joined by Ayanna as well. Hey, Ayanna, good morning again. Thanks for being here on the Celebrity CEO Show version 2. Here we're live. So Robert Kennedy, humor in advertising. Bottom line is it good? Is it not? When is it appropriate? When is it not appropriate? Can it go wrong? Has it gone wrong? Any thoughts on it? You know, humor in advertising. I have some strong opinions of it, but I thought we'd just talk about that as our first topic. Humor in advertising. Let's get to it, Robert.
I love humor in advertising. I think some of the most memorable commercials for me are the ones that have humor. I love Geico. I think Geico has the most brilliant copywriters and ad writers in the world. I mean, and they've been making people laugh for a long time. I don't know if I can think of any inappropriate examples. Maybe the caveman stuff borders on,
Yes,
on inappropriate. I've seen a few of those and, kind of turned my head a little bit. But if you're overly PC, but I love humor. Laughter is what connects with human beings. It really creates an emotion, and if you can help people to change their emotional state, then you can create connection with them. So I love humor.
Lenika, talk to me.
I love humor in advertising, and I have to say those shirts do look really good. Those are nice shirts. But I really think that humor really disarms people, and it allows you to really talk about things that maybe normally would be boring or would be uncomfortable. So I think about those old potpourri ads. Remember the spray you put in the toilet? Those ads, you know, they needed to be funny because people don't want to talk about going to the bathroom, right? But so it has to be funny. So I think it's really important. I thought, yeah, I think it's important. I think it's cool.
Well, let me ask you this, Lenika. When is it not appropriate? One of my friends, Christina Howard, who's one of the favorite members of BWC, she has an organization, IYMS, Inspiring Youth on a Mission to Success, IYMS.world, which helps youth, which helps children, young adults, teenagers live better lives. Should she just, oh, wow, Lenika and Robert said I should use humor in it. Should she find a way to use humor in that? Or does it depend? I'm curious. Or I look at, let me scroll. Let's say Julie. Julie's a PR communication consultant, has a great event, Creative Con, coming up in the end of February here. Should she just say, oh, great. Okay, Lenika and Robert said we should use humor. Let me try to see how I can fit that in. So is that for everybody, or what's your advice on how we should use that? Start.
Well, I think the humor has to be authentic, right? Some people try too hard and you can tell that it's not funny. And, sometimes I think it's inappropriate to me, right? This is me. I feel that it's inappropriate when it takes unnecessary shots at, people who really can't defend themselves, right? So that's when it's inappropriate. But other than that, hey, I think that humor is a great way to connect people.
Who's the comedian
who's shaking up the head about? What is that about?
Who's the comedian who smokes on stage? Chappelle. That's that Chappelle humor. I mean, his humor. We can touch on that in a minute. But Robert, jump on in. What do you think about that? Lenika was talking about when to do it, when not to do it, using two different examples. PR firm, my friend Julie, and Christina Howard, her IYMS.world, two different people.
I don't know if I want to say that there is an inappropriate or an appropriate time per se. I believe that there are always appropriate ways to inject humor, but user or buyer beware, right? You might want to think about hiring a professional in some circumstances to use humor. So there's sometimes that it's not appropriate, and I don't want to get political, but I do. If I think back to Donald Trump's election, or the PAC before his election, where the comedian made a joke about Puerto Rico, that was not appropriate. Because, again, I think, as Lenika mentioned, it took a shot at a direct group of people. But that said, that's what comedians are known for, right?
Yes, Robert,
kind of being edgy and inappropriate a bit because they want to get a reaction. They want to shock
appropriate
people.
Times to do that, I think, is your point.
Well, so I believe that there are times where I think there's levels to it. I believe you can discuss issues without necessarily being inappropriate. I do believe that you can inject humor into any situation, though, depending on how you do it. You can inject humor at a funeral. You can inject humor at somebody being fired. There's always a way to do it, and you can inject levity into the space, but how you do it is important.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, no, and I think you're right. I mean, listen, I think as Christina Howard says here, read the room. So you're right. And I think that everybody is not going to hit the mark right on what's tasteful. I may say something and I'm falling off the chair and I look at Lenika, she's like, Ramon, that wasn't funny. Or I may say something, Robert, Ramon, for example, I'll just go somewhere, then BWC, I want to give room to anybody on the BWC side who want to comment, but I talk quite openly about death. I quite openly about death or all versions of it, my challenges with different things, seasons of my life. I'll leave it there for now. Or I talk about just, hey, we're all going to die. I had somebody DM me and say she was a cancer survivor and she didn't like it. Now, I wasn't laughing about it per se. I would laugh about it, by the way. I don't mind, but I wasn't laughing about it, but it hit her the wrong way. But I had to realize that was a personal thing because I started to pull back, but I was like, that is where I laughed at a cat got stuck in a tree. I didn't know Robert had a cat that actually got stuck in a tree. And he had a traumatic experience. Dude, I'm sorry. So think it all depends. But let me open to the BWC side. And again, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray, the Celebrity CEO. Get to know me better at CelebrityCEO.com. Hanging out with my good friend Robert Kennedy III, RK3. You can see him across all the platforms. RK3, Robert Kennedy III, Kinetic Communications, really helping you be a better communicator, telling your story much better. Robert is the man who can get that done. My other friend, Lanika Johnson, two businesses, $1 million business builder, and her company that will be of most interest to many of you hearing the sound of my voice is Press Staffing. Check them out, Press Staffing, for all your staffing needs. You're like, oh, I need a social media person. I need a video editor. I need a person to give me calm and relaxation. Well, no, you need a therapist for that. But anyways, BWC side, who wants to unmic, say your name, jump in, any comments on humor as a tool for business? I'll wait 4 seconds. 1, 2.
Hey, Ramon.
What's up, Marvin Reed? Introduce yourself to the people and jump on in, brother. Good to hear your voice.
Yeah, Marvin Reed, Volume 2, Building Road Maps to Success and all that stuff. Just glad to catch your show today. I love what you're sharing actually about advertising and humor, because I think it's not just important to read the room, but also different humor hits on different outlets. So if you think about, and I still call it Twitter. I know it's X now, but you know what I mean?
You can call it Twitter for the sake of our discussion. Between you and I, Robert, call it Twitter. It's okay.
So, we've all seen where, Burger King will go at McDonald's or Wendy's chimes in and this, that, the other. And I think, those things are funny and it's memorable. It helps people to recall certain things and it's brand awareness. And so I think, a joke that would probably go out on that platform probably wouldn't be something that would go out on mainstream TV. So, just to make that point, it's I don't know who said read the room, but that
Christina Howard.
Made me think of the different channels as well and the different platforms, just to throw that into the conversation. But great show. I'll pass it back to you.
No, thank you, Marvin. And one thing I will say is, again, talking very personally here, Marvin, as you know, I love to laugh, love humor. My church was doing something Sunday night, and we had people here from Melbourne who went to Papua New Guinea. One girl lives though in the UK. And as you know, Marvin, couldn't help myself. I just tore into her accent and said her to stop saying, we were praying, to stop saying, Lord, Lord. I said, it's Lord. It's not Lord. It's Lord. And so I had a good time. I thought it was funny. But I mean, that's a situation where to some people, oh, no, you shouldn't make fun of other accents. Well, I make fun of accents. But Marvin, let me give you space, and I want to turn back to Robert and Lanika. But what do you think on that, Marvin? Or does it depend? As Christina said, she could have said it best, read the room. But just I want to extend that. I want to be difficult intentionally. What do you think about that? Making fun of certain things. What is your knee-jerk reaction, Marvin Reed? And Freddie Taylor, welcome. Glad you're here. What are your thoughts on that, Marvin?
Again, I think it's who you're sitting with, really, and what's the intention. I think a lot of people know who you are, know your character. Do you know what I mean? So they know that it wouldn't be out of spite. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I think it's also knowing where the joke is coming from.
That's a good point. That's really true. That's really true. Thank you, Marvin. Appreciate Marvin Reed being here. Anybody on the BWC side again? We'll give a space here, and then we'll turn back to Robert Lanika as we keep going on with the Celebrity CEO show. Anybody else wanted to comment? Say your name and jump on. And if not, no problem. Cool. All right. Again, welcome to
I think you have to be able to take what you dish out, Ramon.
Ooh. See, Robert, now I got to scroll.
Yeah.
Let me guess. I never said it.
Shay.
We'll talk more about it, Shay. Seriously, jump on in. Talk about that humor in business. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Shay, I think you may have muted yourself on your side, Shay.
It's about knowing your audience and also being able to take what you dish out. Just love you, Ramon.
Okay. She said, I said what I said, Robert. She's right? You should be able to take what you dish out.
No explanation needed.
Right. But she's right. In the case of True Classic, they're using humor. That means if they do something wrong or something went off, if somebody kind of pokes fun at them, even says something slightly harsh, right? Because I think we have to give a measure of grace to the CEO. You went at it to say your brand's humorous. You went at it to poke fun at stuff. Therefore, let's say Robert Lanika kind of something went wrong, the packaging went wrong, and they blast you on social. Look, my packaging came wet, and they blast you. You better respond in kind. Does that make sense, Lanika? What are your thoughts on that? What Shay did say was short, but I think it's powerful. You better take it if you dish it out. Talk about that, Lanika.
I think you do have to be able to take it if you dish it out. We talked about the current administration's that event that they had. We won't go into that, but right, the current president says things about people, but he doesn't like people saying things about him, right? So if you're going to dish it out, you better be able to take it. But I wanted to talk about being intentional too in your humor, because I think when you're in business and you are trying to be funny, it needs to be intentional, right? If you think about, remember Old Spice, and they had the man your man could smell like campaign, right? That was super intentional, and it really brought, that brand back. Like everybody was like, oh, Old Spice is back. That was very intentional. So I think that brands need to be intentional and not just try to be funny for funny's sake.
Right.
That's what
I agree. And I think they knew their audience well, as far as, men and women. My lady bought me Old Spice just recently. That commercial was some time ago, but just bring it all metaphorically in. It hit the ladies and hit the guys in an interesting way, So I think that's interesting. Robert, any thoughts on that before we move on to our next topic of the day?
Yeah, I think we're not on a monolith. Our Earth is we're different. No matter what type of humor you do, you're gonna offend somebody. Somebody's not gonna like something, and this is just like in business. You're not going to please every single person all of the time in business, and so your job is to determine what is the result that you're after. Do I want to bring awareness to something? Do I want everybody to like me all the time? Do I want people to have discussion or reflect on some ideas or thoughts? So being aware of that or being intentional about that makes you more intentional about how you deliver certain comments or your actions overall. So just about being intentional.
Nah, for sure. And again, those who are watching this on live stream, glad you're here. Freddie Taylor, glad you're here. Urban Intellectuals, glad you're here. Freddie Taylor. And again, looking at the BWC Breakfast with Champions chat, the voice you're hearing on the video side, just so you know, there's a community called Breakfast with Champions on Clubhouse, the social audio app that took birth during COVID. It's still quite alive and well. And there's a community I'm in frequently called BWC Breakfast with Champions. Shanika says, I incorporate humor every time I teach. Christina Howard, love hearing Marvin's voice, as I do as well. Tanya Robinson said, great segment, Amelia. But I think she also meant to say great segment, Amelia and Robert and Lanika. This is the best show in the world that you guys do every day. I still look forward to hearing Ramon on the celebrity. I added all that in. She didn't say that. I just added more to it, what she meant to say. All right, let's move forward here. Ding, 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 ding. Amazon raises its ad spending on Elon Musk's X in major reversal. No, Lanika, that was not teed up for you. I wasn't trying to trigger you, Lanika. But my point being here is, let's just talk about it all. Robert, I'll turn to you. Just multiple questions here. A, just about digital advertising. Thoughts, comments on that? I think I'll go first. I'll just touch on a few things, which I've learned from my coach, Lamar Tyler, just about spending money, investing in advertising. I want to touch on that too. I think we can touch on here X. Is it viable? Is it going down? I know people have left. We're talking about blue sky, but is there a chance for it to come back? I saw some headline. Again, it's just a headline. I'm just talking about high level that there may be a chance, whether political or not, maybe it's going to be the right-wing social platform. Who knows? There's money, billions to be made in that. So that's number two. And then interesting, Amazon's going back. Is that just a political move? So my 2 cents on this, and then BWC, I'll leave room for you all to talk about any of these things. But I do think advertising, which I know Lanika and I and some others were in a community together, it can be a game changer. There's many businesses that have been built on word of mouth alone. But I do find that if you want to put gas on the fire, you want to spread the word about your business, and it's not easy. You got to do it smart. You got to get the pixels. You got to know who your audience is. You got to do all the things right. But advertising, investing and spending, especially once you know your cost per customer, once you know what works, once you know which ad works, you can get money for your business. You think about it, big brands spend money for a reason. So I do think advertising is something that many of you hearing the sound of my voice, I don't know if that's for Julie. I don't know if it's for Jessica. I don't know if it's for Chima. I don't know if it's for Natasha. I'm not sure who it's for Shay. I'm not sure, but that could be a key thing for your business. I'm testing that on some things I'm doing on Celebrity CEO side and Zone of Genius. So that's one. Advertising, I think, can work if done well. Talking about X, I'm still out on it. I don't have a hard definition of it. Clearly, for sure, it's slid more right-wing, more conservative, more pro-Trump because of Elon Musk. I think that's relatively a fact, I think Blue Sky, which I dip my toe into, a competing platform, it does seem to be all that's not. It seems to be more, I use left wing for sake of a discussion, not trying to be political here, but just so we can have some table stakes to talk about. But that's what I see on that. But A, advertising, I think it's important. Then two, I think X still has viability, at least to try it out and see if that's where your market is. Lanika, take this wherever you wish to go, but curious all the things. What do you feel about any of this, Lanika?
Ooh, okay. All right. You open the door. All right. So I I see this as corporations that show that really it's about profits at the end of the day. They really don't care. So, right, they'll say we have ethics and we're going to do this because, it's the right thing to do if that is what the consumer wants. But if there's an opportunity for them to throw ethics out the window so that they can make profits, then that is what is going to happen, right? Their values are going to vanish faster than samples at Costco. It's just, we're done. Like, we don't need it, right? They're moving on. And I just think that what we see right now is all the billionaires have decided to come together and they're figuring out how to control the narrative, how to, put this country on the path that they want it to be on. And we're all just kind of watching the train wreck, and we're just like, okay, we'll see what happens.
But how do you really feel, Lanika? Like, how do you feel? No, thank you. No.
I haven't really said how I feel.
That's true. You haven't. She's been very mild. She's like, for sake of the Ramon Ray Celebrity Show, let me no, but thank you, Lanika. So I love that. And then Robert, curious for you, any thoughts on the tech side of it? X, Blue Sky, and answer whatever you want, but I was just curious, and have you heard anything, headlines of, is there viability, or do you think X is slowly going down, or is it kind of a chance to be a niche viable platform?
For the sake of this topic, I don't think it matters. Right?
Expand on that.
Amazon,
clarify.
first of all, doesn't need to advertise to anybody for people to know about Amazon and use true. Amazon
Good point.
These days. So Amazon advertising or letting us know that it's spending money on X, is it about Amazon getting value from X, or them just letting us know that they're advertising on X? I think that in itself is an advertisement. That in and of
it's
itself
a flex, like Lanika said, it's a political move.
Flex,
I got you.
It's visibility. And I think what's happening, especially now, and I know we want to stray away from the political environment, but what's happening now is really about visibility by any means necessary, controversy by any means necessary, chaos, right? And all of that, pulling all of that together causes you to focus on here, but we're doing something else over there, right? So what is the message, or what's really happening here? It's not necessarily just about, Amazon, like Robert says, okay, I'm gonna buy ads on X and maybe they'll come to my coaching program. That's not what it's about. Amazon's not trying to sell anything. I think it's just about the PR and the visibility and having their name in your mouth right now.
And I think it's Bezos. I don't think it's Amazon trying to sell anything. I think Bezos is sending a message.
So you know what I feel, Lanika and Robert? I feel ganged up on. Who invited Christina Howard to the party? We got 3 people. I have other words, but I'll keep them to myself. We got Lanika going. We got Robert. Is there nobody on my side? Nobody to speak for Ramon? Am I alone, Robert?
Forgot what your side is. What's your side again? Tell us.
Yeah, I didn't say my side. I'm gonna be like Lanika. I'm gonna stay in a certain box here, but I think
we're all on the side of democracy, right?
Of course we are. Absolutely. Yes, we are on the side of democracy. But listen, it's interesting discussion. Curious on the BWC side. I'm going to pause here and get input. Nothing on the politics. We can if you want, but I would be curious. X. Anybody seeing viability on it? Anybody still use it? Anybody like it? For me, I'll go first. I do like X. Again, I've been on there since it was user number whatever, and I think there is a number of digerati, I'll call it, if that's the word, meaning the political reporters. I'm a political junkie. So there's still Politico and in New York Times, still political reporters there, and I follow many. And then on the AI and advanced stuff like this, as it were, you know what I mean? They're still posting and doing long memes. Hey, this new company came out, their valuation was like this and a huge 40 tweets on that. So I geek out on that stuff. So for me, notwithstanding the politics, I do find some viability in that. Again, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Celebrity CEO Show. We got our co-host Lanika E. Johnson with Press Staffing. You can check out all things Press Staffing, pressstaffing.com. Those of you who are looking to expand your business, get some help for your business. I use Press Staffing. You're looking for a social media manager, video editor, project manager, and more. You can definitely find that at Press Staffing. Lanika Johnson is just a good, great person. Again, Robert Kennedy III is here. My friend, my brother from another mother. Glad having you, Robert Kennedy, here. Great communication specialist and more. All about how you can use your story better, communicate better, whether you're an entrepreneur in full-time business and or you want to be inside a company and you're like, Robert, I want to communicate. I got a promotion coming up, whatever it may be. You want to see Robert Kennedy. He's a great person. If you talk to any of those, Robert or Lanika, please do. Seriously, let them know, because as we measure this show and see how we can add value, let them know, hey, you know what? I heard about you from Ramon Ray. He said you're a good person. And if Ramon said you're a good person, you must be a good person. Like, hey, please. So please let Lanika and Robert know that you heard about them from Ramon Ray. Christina Howard says she does browse X every once in a while. Let me pause a bit now. BWC side, unmic, say your name. Would love to get your comments on X, preferably not so much the politics of it. We can, but just to know as a platform, do you use it? Do you not? Are you coming back to it? Are you leaving it and forever gone? Would love to hear some comments. I'll pause for like 3.2 seconds. 1, 2.
I'm on
Hey, Shay.
it, Ramon, and I do, I have authors and certain people that I follow, so I go to see what the people that I follow are posting. I do think, what Lanika said is very valuable. I think this is a case of billionaires kind of sticking together. I also think that it is a message within a message. I think that right now we're living in a world, we've got a lot of things happening. Inclusion, including everybody, has become a nasty word. And so even when you look at companies who are dumping those policies, those things that they said, hey, we are leaning into this because we see that it's important. And then the wind has blown another direction. And now the ideology of including everyone is no longer okay for some. So
Well, I love that.
Interesting stuff. Yeah, just, very interesting.
No, thank you, Shay. And you and I need. You said you're sipping tea.
Yes, sir. I'm sipping tea.
I love it. So is Lanika.
My glasses, and I'm sipping tea.
I do. I love it. I love it. And I do have strong opinions on that as well. I won't get into it here. One day, maybe I have to do a third show called Ramon Goes Political late at night, so I can try to educate Shay and Lanika. No, I didn't mean to. I misspoke. Sorry, yo.
Why late at night, Ramon?
I just want to do it on, do it, during the day, I'll be all prim and proper, Mr. Celebrity CEO. At night, I may, lace into some topics differently. But anyways, anybody else? Shay, thank you so much for that. We're kind of waiting to see.
You heard Amelia say that nothing good happens after the witching hour, right?
Hey, you know what? Well, you haven't heard Ramon talk after 10 p.m. We'll see. Anybody else? On mic, say your name. Talk to us. Anybody else have other comments on X or other things like this before we go to our third topic of the day? Jump on in. And if not, no problem. All right. Good. Well, again, everybody, thanks for being here, and good to see those who are here, and glad it seems like many of you are enjoying the show. Thank you for the comments in there. Christina Howard, stop calling me out. Ramon, you don't want to hear them. Yeah, I do. We'll have to do that in our other show. And definitely it's a different type of language late at night. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Celebrity CEO Show. You're hearing here across audio stream of Clubhouse. Breakfast with Champions crew is in Clubhouse, the social audio app. Download it, get it. If you're looking for a great experience in the morning and throughout the day, BWC, hanging out with my good friends here, Robert Kennedy and Lanika Johnson. Let's move to our third topic. Eric Gordon, thanks for joining us here. And just touch on Super Bowl advertising, or as companies are calling it, the big game. Many companies are doing their advertising coming up soon. The Wall Street Journal and others are talking about it. I think I forgot the ad price. If anybody knows offhand, I think it's $7 million. 30-second ad going for $7 million. So here's, Robert, what I'm trying to ask. The question I'm trying to get. I don't mean to say, Robert, would you advertise in a Super Bowl? I kind of don't mean to say that, but I do. What I'm trying to say is that, like, if you had the money, Robert, I know you're a dope guy, you got money, but let's say you had, $7 million laying around, whatever it is, you could do it. Wouldn't hurt you. You get what I'm trying to force you into. Don't say, no, I wouldn't, Ramon, I'd feed my family. You already fed your family many times over. But if you had that, would you be like, yeah, I'm the CEO of Kinetic Communications. Definitely. Our budget, we may buy an ad or 2 or 3. Or would you say, no, we're going to take that 7 million. We may take 50 million. We're going to pour that sucker into Facebook ads, you know, or we're just going to do a whole ad campaign and buy out a McDonald's and do an experience and get it in the media. If you get what I'm trying to play here. So Facebook, Super Bowl advertising clearly is the thing because people do it. It's sold out. Some people do it. But for Robert, you as you're thinking, if you're advising your clients, are you like, Ramon, I could see a road of that. Or you're like, nah, that's just, I would do something different. Talk to us, Robert.
It's about eyeballs, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's about eyeballs. I mean, if I've got not just the United States, but people all over the world, military and otherwise, with their eyeballs on this, then you can make the argument, yep, I could take my 7 million and do this with it. But if I could take my 7 million and get more eyeballs on it, then I can do more of this, or I can get more people to do more of this with me, right? So it's really about just getting the eyes on your stuff. Some things are corrected, some things happen during those Super Bowl commercials. For example, I did not know that it was pronounced Temu until last year's Super Bowl, right? Before everybody was like, it's Temu. It's not. Everybody was saying Temu. It was Temu because it was on Facebook. But then I was like, Temu, who's this company? And then, oh my gosh, that's like, so yeah, there are things that come to the light, and when you have eyeballs or you have visibility or people's attention, some different things happen.
Yeah, and I think Lanika as well. I think that to your point, or Robert said it, Lanika, but I think it's not just the ad itself. Sometimes I think if done properly, whether it's an ad that goes horrible or goes well, it's the attention of the ad. It's the not people seeing it, yes, to Robert's point, but it's interesting that if done right, it's the zillions of views. It's the comedians ripping your ad apart or talking about how well it went after. So, Lanika, for you, the same question. Press staffing, your budget's much bigger, Lanika, growing your business. Could you see it? Yeah, I could see maybe doing a press staffing, a cool ad on Super Bowl, or you'd be like, nah, I could take that 7 to 10 million and we'll do something totally different with it. Where would you land for press staffing or advising your best client, Lanika?
I would say that it depends, right? I believe that advertising at the Super Bowl is really just a flex. It's a financial flex. It's like, I can do this, right? We have the money. We can do this. We really are leaders in our industry. Our competitors can't afford to do this. Look at us. We can do this. So, you know, from that perspective, I like the idea of positioning yourself as kind of, you know, hey, who else is going to be able to do this in this space? You know, but my practical side is like, I can use that money for other things. Right. I could start a whole new company with $7 million. Right. I think like that. But I think it's a flex. And, you know, you may not know this about me, but I am actually a capitalist. So I kind of like it.
I know you are. Yeah, I'm curious. And then I want to turn to the BWC. I want to get some comments on Super Bowl advertising or more. So we're going to do that in the show. So BWC, on the BWC side, if you have any comments you want to make, that's one. Two, Lanika and Robert, get ready. I want to give you space to give some tips on your respective expertise or whatever that would be. Love to get some, a little nugget of insight from you. But Lanika, I do have a question. If you had 7 million, I mean, like you just could, had it like that. Would you give any money to me or Robert, or would you allow us to earn that money, or like, would you give more money to Robert, give more money to me? Like if I wanted like $500,000 and you could only give it, would you somehow convince you just give it to me and maybe, you know what I'm saying? Lanika talks about me and Robert. I wonder about me and Robert. Like, what would you do?
Yeah, if I just had 7 million laying around, yep, I would give it to you because I don't want you going to soup kitchens. I know you've been struggling.
Come on,
with that,
you know it, Robert.
Some of that soup is good, though. I'm just saying.
It is, Robert. That's it. You know what, Robert? That's so. Robert may reject the 7 million and say, "Because I want the soup, give it to my boy."
No. I'm taking it and going to the soup kitchen. I'm getting the soup.
Okay, double dipping.
Oh boy. Ayanna of the Musical Web, and Ayanna, glad you're here. Musical Web, looking for all your piano needs. I remember when Kanye posted an IG reel for free, and made think 9 million. Yeah, these things happen. People do crazy stuff. You do it right, and this is kind of a blend of what Robert and Lanika does. Lanika has an agency that can creative and all kind of things her team can do. Robert helps with communication, so blending it. You do the right reel, the right ad, the right post. That sucker can make some money. So I think that's very important. Let me go to the BWC side. Anybody, always give it a chance if y'all want to make some comments, and we're going to come back to Robert and Lanika, get some tips, insights from them about business building, and we'll see where the show goes. But anybody on BWC, just want to unmic, say your name, and if not, no problem. But it's your chance to shine, to jump into the conversation if you wish.
But before they jump in, Ramon,
Please.
I just come into the Kanye comment. I want people to also be, I don't want to use the word realistic, but be aware. Kanye did that, but Kanye was already a known commodity, right? And so if you've created that already, then you don't have to spend as much money necessarily. So,
Robert,
just
I
throwing
love
in
that.
there.
You're right. Thank you for saying that. I should have said that because I don't like it either when people are like, oh, Beyonce put her cat outside and it got 5 billion views. Nobody.
It's
mean-
Beyonce, people.
Like, you're not Beyonce.
Exactly.
Beyonce made a country album and won a Grammy because she's Beyonce. Robert Kennedy would have a harder time with that.
That's exactly right. BWC fam, anybody want to jump in and talk to us about any of these things? The space is yours, and we'll continue the show. I always love hearing from BWC, but y'all may be in listening mode. Y'all could be riding along. Y'all could be cruising. Y'all could be doing the work you got to do and just want to be entertained or want to learn, and that's fine too. But I always like to give space to the BWC crowd. I'll pause for 3 seconds.
Only thing I was going to chime in with,
Hey, Marvin.
Ramon and Marvin speaking.
Yeah.
Just on that point, I think Robert touched on it perfectly, really. It's going back to the Kanye thing. It's what problem are you trying to solve? I think at the time, Kanye had kind of been, some people said he was blackballed, some people said he wasn't, but let's be real, he had a big problem with distribution. Yes, he had a name, yes, he had a brand, but he was struggling to get things out there quickly. And I think the Super Bowl was the perfect opportunity, the perfect stage where they're not going to reject his money. So it was a fast track way to get the distribution and communication to the people in one hit.
That's a great point, Marvin, because if you have money and you want to solve problem, you can pay. I mean, politicians on both sides of the aisle have done it. Hey, I got a problem. I did a little hanky-panky. I pay a few million to some firm. It doesn't always work, but that can like sweep it or do something else with it, Marvin. You have a great point there. Marvin, by the way, can you just tell us all who you are, where to find you, where to reach you? You provide so much value. I know you have a marketing and strategy agency, but I hope that you and Robert and Lanika connect off this platform somehow. Marvin's just good people. But Marvin, do you mind just shouting out? Because I know the BWC side are familiar with you, but those hearing it on video may not be familiar with you. So I'd love to just take a minute, please, and share people what you do, who you are, and the best way to reach you, please.
Oh yeah, appreciate you. I'll definitely, absolutely would love to connect with your amazing co-hosts. But myself, it's really strategy. I work with a lot of corporate organizations. I've had clients like the Johnson & Johnsons and the Bentleys and so on. But I'm passionate about working with SMEs now to build out roadmaps to success, whether that's sales strategy, marketing, branding, social media. It's really about mapping out that journey and getting clarity around the vision for whatever great looks like for you. So that's me. That's what I do. My company's Volume 2. I run boot camps as well. You can find me on LinkedIn or Instagram. I'll pass it back to you.
I appreciate that. And Marvin, just good people, Robert and Lanika. So I hope you all get to know each other and connect as time would permit. Anybody? Okay, so BWC, anybody just want to unmute and talk to us? If not, we'll move on with the show. We got about 18 minutes to go in the show. Anybody else want to jump in? If not, no problem.
All I can go ahead, Dor.
Go ahead, Dor, then Marilyn. Thanks, Marilyn.
So for me, I just see that any type of PR is good PR, but in the Super Bowl, I have to 1,000% agree that it is a super flex, because a lot of times when you see Temu or however it is, they've dominated TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Like it doesn't matter where I go, there's an ad. I'm like, how are these people everywhere? They know where I am, hiding from them. And so I just think that part is, I mean, they have fun games on their app. Ramon, you need to don't go, because then you're going to blame me, because it's really addicting.
See, I was
And
smiling, Leaking, and my face went like this until she said play games. No, go ahead.
They have games and they send you text messages all the time. Like, we have a gift for you. We have a surprise for you. Like, they are really, really coming after you hard. Like they have ads everywhere. So the fact that they dominated the ads in the Super Bowl last year, I could see where Amazon's like, hi, I'm here. Yoo-hoo, hi, I'm here.
That's a good point. Because depending on what it is, Dora, my wife, we were shopping for stuff for my daughter's wedding a few months ago. And, she's not, like us, when I say like a digerati and techie and all this stuff, but she's like, oh, Amazon, it cost this amount, say $40. Temu, it's $20. I was like, oh, I was like, okay, that's the game, right, Robert and Lanika? I didn't understand it because I'm just not a Temu customer, but I realized if you're shopping for X, meaning XYZ, ABC, now I realize, I think that's why Amazon has it called long haul or something. So Dora Maria, what you brought out, thank you for that. And yeah, Dora, I'm just not that kind of game person. Like me, like, doot, 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 doot. That's more like for Lanika and Robert. They got the money, they got time to do, they got nothing else to do with their life. Me, I gotta keep rolling my
Ramon,
business. Yes, ma'am.
swear they will see what you like and they will give you those ads. I swear to you.
So you're saying
Yeah, they will give
they're
you
going
what
to
you
have a
want.
Liam Neeson, Jack Bauer, a special forces game that's gonna hook me. Maybe you got me there,
Yes,
Dora.
I
Okay.
am telling you, because they only offer me like techie stuff, and I'm like, where do they know that I love this stuff? Oh my god! So yeah,
I love
They're
it.
listening. They're listening. Ooh.
They are listening, Robert
Yeah,
Kennedy.
they are.
Mary Lynn, jump on
Yeah.
in. Talk to us. Mary Lynn Wilkin, the leader of BWC. Mary Lynn Wilkin, glad you're here. Please talk to the people.
I was just going to say, I'm so mad I missed any Kanye conversation because I had to take a call and I hate that red phone icon shows up. But Kanye and the Super Bowl, that's a new one on me. But Kanye and the Grammys, did you guys mention any of the Grammy parts?
Tell us. Talk to us.
I mentioned
Oh, that's right. You mentioned
Cowboy
Liam.
Carter.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh no, Cowboy
Yeah,
Carter.
Lord.
I mean, that's a whole nother thing. I've never seen so many people, except Post Malone, and deny Beyonce. But I'm a country music fan, so that's a different story. I personally love the song. But no, Kanye taking his wife to the Grammys, and then as she walks through, it has her drop her fur coat, and there's nothing else under it. So that was another publicity stunt. So while Kanye is a lyrical genius, in my opinion, love his music.
I was shaking my head. I knew Ramon had I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. And
But don't worry, I won't go back
he
and
is
search
not
the video
mentally
now.
stable. It's a little bit
Yeah, that's true.
So while he is musically genius, don't
You're cutting out a bit, Marilyn, just so you know. But no, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Anyways, Lanika, talk to me.
That's another story.
I was like,
Thank you, Marilyn.
I was like, oh boy, I don't think Ramon wants to go there. No, it just was an unfortunate moment in
Well, let me ask you a question. We can just go with it here. I mean, literally nothing, or like just scantily. Just curious. I literally haven't.
No,
It was
she
a
doesn't think it.
pantyhose dress. It was a dress made out of pantyhose
It was
material.
literally like
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I think that's something me and Robert may try the next event. Me and Robert share stage at. Robert, let's look on Temu and see if we can search the men's pantyhose dress.
You're on your own, brother. No, just no, thank you.
But that goes back to kind of what you were talking about. Did they think that would be funny? Right? Is that advertising? Was that what they thought they were doing? I don't know. Like, it's shock value.
It's shock value. That's advertising.
Good? Yeah. Like bad publicity. Is any publicity bad publicity? I think that fell under for me. And that's where I was kind of going with it. Like everyone's, it was shocking. It was, to me, a red flag of like some sort of, I don't know, but it was a nightmare. But I'm just like, so is any publicity good publicity, even if you got your wife out there naked? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, Marilyn, my strong opinion on this. Again, we're all just pontificating, giving our insight here. And if we got 13 minutes to go with the Celebrity CEO show, my name is Ramon Ray. Get to know me better at celebrityceo.com. But is that I think that it's Kanye, as I think it was Marvin had hinted, know-ish what to expect. He can't get much lower for somebody's already gone. He's always going to be a billionaire. He's always going to be a music aficionado. So I guess what I'm trying to say is this is a gimmick, is a thing he did, assuming his wife was cool with it and all that. I'm not going there, but assuming they're cool with it. Not saying I mind or not, but meaning it fits within what he would do. And next month, he's going to do the same thing again, another venue. So I think for him, kind of like Trump or others who make us a ruckus for the people they know, for the audience they're serving, it works. Does that make sense? I'm not saying I would do it. Yeah, Robert, that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
For Kanye,
yes,
for sure, yeah.
That's what I mean to say. Mary Lynn or Lanika may say, ooh, but I'm not saying she would listen to music, but you get what I'm trying to say, y'all. Just for the audience, for who they are, it fits. I must say one other thing. Then, Robert, I want to get your insight in Lanika about business. But is that I'll just say, for example, in my church community, I'll just put it that way. It's, I don't like talk too personally, but my church community, I say some things. I roll a certain different way. But I think people know I'm honestly just being me, and I'm the kindest soul, as Marvin kind of hinted, in the world. So when I'm joking at a funeral where somebody else, it probably is evil, or be like, why did you say that? Thank you for the grace. I honestly don't think it's harm first. If I said something to Robert or Lanika, the co-host here, we've been rolling a bit. They know Ramon's saying it's only humor, and I can say, yes, it's a safe space if it's me. And even when I interview my clients, those who've been with me and asked me, even repeat clients, Ramon, can we fly you here to interview us? They know it's safe. Whatever Ramon says, there's no gotcha moments. If he's laughing, we can safely laugh with him. So you just got to know the people you're around. But Robert Kennedy, talk to us, brother. Talk to us about whatever you want. But if you'd like, I'd love for you to talk about communications, what you do, clients you serve. What is your best tip for them? Unpack a bit about Robert Kennedy. Give us a tip maybe or two, and let's shine a light on you, Robert Kennedy. Talk to us.
Yeah, before we do that, I just want to go back to the business aspect of all of this. If my name's in your mouth, then I've got your attention, and that has business implications. I don't know if we've all seen people who post stuff on social media. They'll drop something controversial and they'll leave, and everybody's arguing in the comments and all of that. And people forget, okay, if I've got all of you,
yes, Freddie Taylor.
If I've got all of you commenting, that tweaks the algorithm. My stuff's going to be shown to more people. If I decide that I'm going to then put reels or whatever online after that, that's ad spend. That is money that's coming into my pocket because I got y'all to start just arguing with each other, talking about me and saying all of this. So when Kanye or anybody does something that to the rest of us seems, oh my gosh, that is so outrageous. Yeah. Now he's in the news cycle for the next week,
that's right,
the next 2 weeks, whatever it is. And if he decides, you know what, I'm just gonna put out this track. I'm not going to advertise it. I'm not gonna say anything about it, but I'm just gonna decide on a Monday, I'm gonna put out a track overnight have it show up on Tuesday morning because we've been talking about him, because we've been talking about his antics. Now people are like curious and saying, okay, let me go check out and see what this dude is saying. So while we might say, I heard somebody say mentally unstable or whatever just a few minutes ago, but some people who seem to be mentally unstable to us are very business savvy and calculated.
And
it's
both
just
can be
not
seen.
the type of business approach that we would. Yeah, it's just not the type of business approach that we would take because we don't happen to be in that position. But there's something to be said about just being outlandish for the sake of a buck or $1 billion.
You're right. And did you want to leave us also anything about, thank you, that's Robert, any tip, thought on communication, pour into what you do, who you serve? Please talk about that a bit more. Yeah.
Oh, wow. See, now you got me all, I've got to switch gears now.
That's okay. We can pause. Let me do it again. Yeah. 1 second. Hey, Robert, by the way, Robert, can you give us a tip? Give us some insight, Robert, about communication, about topics, about the clients you serve. Talk to us, Robert Kennedy.
How about this tip? Kanye is able to do some stuff because he's paying attention to people. As you go about life and you try to sell in your business, pay attention to people. Pay attention to what they like. Pay attention to what gets their attention. Pay attention to what causes them to complain. Pay attention to the stories that are popping up in their world, because if you understand their stories, then you can use one of your stories and you can relate that story to what's happening with them so that they can feel like you're on the same page and you can build some trust with them. That's a business flex. That's a business tip and a communication tip that you can use to grow your business. Hi, I'm Robert Kennedy III, RK3. I work with business leaders and small business owners who want to sell more and generate more visibility. I'll show them how to do this both in person and on video.
Come on, Robert Kennedy, the best, RK3. I love it having you here, Robert Kennedy. Appreciate you being here. You're brilliant, your humor, your smile, your beard. Appreciate all of it, brother. Really appreciate you very much. Lanika E. Johnson, I'm your client. I think meaning I'm the client. Yeah. I'm your client. Press Staffing is amazing. Love you and your team. Talk to us. Give us a tip, whatever you like. Well, you've done several great things in life. A tip. Talk about Press Staffing. The mic is yours. Please share with us for a bit.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. I'm really blessed to be in a space where I get to work with so many wonderful founders and entrepreneurs like yourself. I feel just called, like you said, I've done so many things throughout my life, and Press Staffing gives me the opportunity not only to provide jobs right on one side, but also to teach entrepreneurs who maybe have never managed a full team before, and I've managed several, and help them, teach them how to get more done, more effectively, more efficiently, faster, better, optimize their workflows. I really love what I do because of that. So I started Press Staffing in the Philippines for that purpose. It's affordable, but it's also really efficient. So I'm just excited to be here. If you guys are interested in talking to me, I'm always open to giving advice, just throwing ideas around. Pressstaffing.com. You can reach out
Yeah,
to me.
Lanika's good people. I've seen her work, her amazingness over the last several months and years probably. And so definitely Press Staffing is an amazing company with amazing humans. And Lanika E. Johnson herself is just an amazing, amazing human. And she's got a lot going on too. So definitely follow her, check out her socials and all that.
Yes.
And you can see her, Lanika Johnson on IG, and of course Robert Kennedy 3 on LinkedIn. Follow him for sure and follow these amazing humans. Listen, we got 5 minutes to go before we have the Shay, GA, and Julie show on the Clubhouse side. And again, just to remind you all, those watching on video, if you hear a voice and don't see a face, it's going through the Clubhouse app, social streaming. So again, thank you to the BWC team and especially Mary Lynn for letting me do this show on Tuesdays at AM EST. Thank you to Robert and Lanika for seeing value as of now and joining me on this 3rd, 4th, 5th show we're doing here, an hour show bringing entertainment, maybe a little bit of insight to people. And I'll give a pause here. BWC, anybody want to unmic, ask a question, say hi, join us. The mic is yours. We got about 4 minutes to go before we end the show. All right, that's as long as I could pause, Robert Lanika. I did it. See,
That was a good one.
I was getting ready to fill the silence with some music.
Oh, come on, man. Anytime. Anybody want to jump in? Somebody or no? All right. But in my tip of the day, I think, and let me pause one more second. Anybody else? Because it's what I have to learn, Lanika and Robert. I realized this at church, and my pastor called this out last week. He paused and says, "Who wants to give testimony?" He waits. He waits what I respectable. When he gets up, somebody comes up. But I realized I think that's human nature-ish. Lanika and I are in a TSP program, and I was telling Spicita, I think it was, not selling her business. You wouldn't mind. But Lanika, when I want to ask a question, I'm by the mic. I know the pastor's finishing. I'm at the mic before the dude's heel leaves the pulpit. But I must say, that's just me. Most people get a little embarrassed. I'm not sure. I don't want to be seen. I don't be up front. But you ask some of my most memorable moments getting selfies with the biggest people on earth. It's because I was there before I had permission. They said already, we're going to have 5 questions. I'm wrapping up. The piano's playing or the slides are there. Ramon's first. So and again, this is just a silly example, but when you're at a big event, when you're at places and there's something at stake, oftentimes you have to be prepared to be embarrassed, be a little bit of uncomfortable if you really want to get what you want to get, because that's how I roll. But BWC, anybody else? And if not, I'm going to close the show. All right. Good. So my tip of the day, Lanika, and I think Robert, is just to really make a difference. The world is full of such angst, such misery, and we're blessed to be where we are. Most of you listening to the sound of my voice, I know my co-host here, as far as I know, we have a drawer full of food, a refrigerator full of food, and our children and spouses, loved ones, and whatever we're doing in life, we have businesses we're running, and even if it's not perfect in the case of Robert, in the case of Lanika, in the case of me, we have opportunity. Robert's got opportunity in front of him. I know the man, even if this bump in the road, that happened, Lanika, even if it's not all perfect, there's opportunity. I say the same thing about me. I got issues in my business. I got things I'm going through, figuring out who I am at the age of 52, thinking of where I'll be in the next 3 years. But I'm so blessed for the opportunity doing this show. Made it up. We'll test it. Maybe the show won't be here in 6 more months and 3 more months. Who knows? But by the fact Lanika, who's just an amazing human, said yes to me, the fact that Robert said yes to me, and they're willing to risk and give their time, an hour of their time in the prep work to be with me and seeing some value, even if it's just to further our friendship even. I'm grateful to that. So that's my tip, my message of the day. And I'm just great to be here today with the BWC crew. And Eric, thanks for being here. Dr. Will Moreland, an amazing human. If y'all don't know Dr. Will Moreland, get to know him. He has, I think, 4,892 sneakers in his closet, notwithstanding his private planes and all the things he does in the world. So it's been great to be here. But Robert, anything else you want to add, brother? Lanika, anything else you want to add before we kind of quickly land this plane the last 2 minutes? And I'll go on BWC side only. Anything y'all wanted to add? Robert, I'll turn to you first. Anything else?
Just be great. Give yourself grace and be great.
Love it. Lanika, talk to us. Anything else you want to add?
Just be kind. That's my message for today. Just be kind in all of your interactions. You don't have to agree, but just be kind.
And for me, just be funny. Even if you want to be a miserable, nasty, mean person, even if you want to be a low margin, ungreat person, at least be funny in your misery and be funny. Now I'm just messing.
Even if you're the only one laughing, right?
And Robert, as you know, Robert, you wrote me for a while. Robert, the best ones, or Dr. Delatoro. Him and I are two people. We laugh at our own stuff. I've seen the dude on stage. Nobody's laughing. He'll be on stage, and I was going down the block. And this girl looked, and I feel like it's just, that's the kind of person I am. I just laugh at myself sometimes. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is Celebrity CEO Show. Definitely check out Robert Kennedy III. Check him out across the platform. Check out Lanika Johnson across the platform. Follow her on IG. Definitely see Press Staffing. My name is Ramon. We're going to close the live stream on video. Lanika, feel free to jump out when the video closes. Robert, feel free to jump out, or you can join me on BWC for a minute or two as I talk to the BWC crowd. But this is the Celebrity CEO Show. Get to know me better at celebrityceo.com. Celebrityceo.com. Be blessed.